I have my key, and I have do next to create a fill, and then third one is a kick or rim, last one is the ambient. Alright, so with so many lights you have to create, sometimes we could skip or reduce the power of these as the first group that I have for the key lights. Okay, as a matter of fact, if you want to keep the grouping, it's really up to you, but I find it hard to get into the hierarchy and adjust things, so I just keep them separately in geographic terms, so then I can easily just select them, or if you are having troubles just selecting the lights without selecting geometries in the scene that you have now, you could always use this filter, selection filter. So if you put lights, okay, just like so, that even how hard, no matter how hard I click on this guy here or this woman, this famous statue of Venus, I cannot select it, no response. So it's a good tool, okay, just to select the light. Or of course, if you remember numbers right, that's your first 32 omelette lights on the left. You can do that too, just go by selecting them. Alright, now definitely this is perfect lighting, not perfect lighting, but the perfect power for 0.05. But the problem is, if I introduce more lights, they're gonna be overpowering in total. So you have to keep in mind the total sum of power of voltage that is going to be in the scene. And just by doing some math, okay, let's get the calculator, right? So 0.05 times 32 is 1.6. So I have a very good idea that maybe 1 to 1.6, anywhere between that should be sufficient and optimal for my whole scene. And I would follow the rule is that the key light is 3 times the fill light. So maybe I could do, I don't know, a third of this, but then I will have the rim light and the ambient light and everything. So let me keep it down to 0.01, but then you say, okay, let me just keep this one on hold, right? So I clone that one. You tell me. We do a very good quick comparison. Well, as you can see, the time is a lot faster because less power has to be computed, but of course it's too dark. And as a key light, I think that's too dark, but we can always change. You don't want to keep going back and forth right now, jumping to conclusion, because without the actual effects of fill light and kick light and ambient light coming in, there's no way you can tell. So the next thing is, do not be in a hurry, but just do it. Just create the next 9 of fill light. Alright, so it would be, well, you can either do a fill light first, or you could either do the ambient light first, but I'd rather do the fill light first since I'm already getting into the formula of the 3-point lights. So I'll put another one here. Okay, I bet it's on the ground right now. That doesn't matter, I can fix it in no time. And then hold down shift and drag it again. So I'm gonna copy it. This one is going to be, I still want it to be fairly soft, and I'm putting 5 here, so total of 6 across, right, just like so. And of course I could always just put on the side of the camera, because I don't want to change the position of the render cam. So something I could do is I could rotate a group, well, not until I have the group, so not worry about that now. We use my I don't know, we use fun wheel, Okay, because this are lighting, you can always do it just arbitrarily. Okay, and make more rows. How many? 3. So I have another 4, right? And I'm not sure if that's too much. Maybe I just take one row off, one column off, and now I could group it like I did before and rotate the whole thing. I think that's better. And they could come closer, or even if I want to split them out, then sometimes I would do this. Okay, ungroup that and take things out in a pattern. I delete this, just to lose some of that extra power, so they are not too bright, and in a way they could still fill in the thing, but I have more control, and I could get to use a higher power of intensity. So that's intensity here. That's your multiplier. That's your intensity. That's your power. And now I could do. Yeah, let me ungroup first. If I think they are in the correct place. Well, same thing could happen to this too. If I wanted to take off some heat here, and that would be just like so. Forgot this row. Yeah. And then I just just take 1/3 of the lumber of bulbs out, so then you could use a higher lumber. That's fine. And this one, so since the lumber is already lower than the key light, maybe I can keep the same intensity, and let's compare. So I have more lights, okay, but then actually less lights because I cut some lumbers off. So this one, the key light maybe 0.02, this one 0.03, or even 3 times that, so that the key light could go up to 0.03. Well, I haven't done my calculations, but you could always try it out. And I think the key light should go higher in power, so it could get up to 0.05, something like that. And maybe this one 0.02. So keep trying. It's a try and error game. Well, since we are still in scan night and everything works pretty fast, now you can see the shadow is still a lot stronger from on the right side, the light source from the right side, but then you don't get like pitch dark shadow on the left hand side. So if you want that, we can still fill it up with a little more power here. And that one maybe a lot higher. So keep working your way through. Don't worry about the wall yet. If I were you, I would just keep working to get the right shadow on the statue and some self shadow. I think that's about it for the key light. Maybe even is I would say it could be a little too high. Could be. I don't know. I think it was the same. Well, if you get more experience, I'm sure you could work fast.